Happy Tuesday, everybody, and a good-looking Tuesday at that. It is the 6th day of February 2018, and this is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Good to see you. Good to be seen. Happy Tuesday. Dan Kuntz, your host for the next hour. Steve Harrer, news director to my immediate left. Kat, oh, my face hurts, in control. And here we go on a good-looking Tuesday, and we could be in for another record-setting high temperature today, Steve.
3 in a row.
3 in a row, and we're staring at 4 in a row right down the face. It's a possibility.
Wow.
57 yesterday, 57 degrees. That's 18 degrees above normal for the 5th day of February. The old record of 52 set back in 1967. So not only did we break the record yesterday, we shattered it, blew right past it.
Yeah, I don't know if I was a tree fruit grower, if I'd be concerned or not at this point with the fall spring.
It might be worth a phone call, Mr. News Director.
Might be worth a call on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, if we have any field men out there, give me a call.
Absolutely. You know where to find him.
Yeah.
He's everywhere. It's like a head cold. He just can't get rid of them. So high temperature Saturday, high temperature Sunday, record high temperatures. Did it again yesterday. Forecast high today would be a record breaker if we get there. They're saying about 56, and that would be the forecast high for February 6th, the record high anyway. It's a possibility. Forecast details coming up. And this is going to stay this way through the rest of the week. A little bit of a dip down Thursday and Friday, but not much.
Yeah.
Temperatures will remain well above normal, or normal high temperature this time of the year, right about 38, 39 degrees. And something else that we haven't really pointed out, even the overnight lows are considerably warmer.
Very mild.
Yeah, 12 to 14 degrees warmer than normal for the overnight low.
Well, I wake up, and I go online and I see the low temperature at about 47.
Yeah, we hit 41 yesterday.
Yeah.
It's 36 now because we had clear skies. Yesterday, of course, at this time we had some light overcast and it held some of the heat in. But yeah, we're looking at maybe 56 degrees today.
Oh, what a gorgeous afternoon it was yesterday.
It was.
Lenticular clouds.
You can't say that on television.
Oh, I did anyway.
Okay.
So.
How was your lenticular? Is it been acting up, or is it?
It's kind of like my ailing hibiscus,
Okay.
Yeah.
Great show for you. All this week, as you all know, we're profiling the Apple Blossom Top 10 Royal candidates. We're doing 2 interviews a day throughout the course of the week. Eric Granstrom sat down with these 10 lovely young ladies vying to be on the Royal Court. The top 3 today, Estella Navarro and Shane Standaway, will be profiled in the second half of the show. We have sports, we have the obscure holiday today in history, birthdays. You have a lot of news to get to.
We do. You've been following Wall Street over the last couple of days.
Michael Douglas and Charlie Sheen and...
Well, you're talking about the movie. I'm talking about
the actual
stocks in the Dow.
Volatile still?
Yeah, to say the least.
Up and down, up and down?
Yesterday was the single biggest sell-off in the history of Wall Street.
Wow.
It ended up 1,175 points down, opened this morning at 500 points down, but now it's reversed. And we're in triple-digit territory again, and people are in a buying mood again, apparently. So we'll see what happens.
I've consolidated all of my stocks into amalgamated phlegm. Yeah,
yes,
amalgamated phlegm. It's huge, hawking up big numbers. So we got a great show for you today, provided that we have a great show for you today. I guess we'll find out together. You ready to go around the valley with our cameras?
I can't wait to see what Caitlin
I wish
has
we could
for us
use
today.
like all 40 of these. Look at that.
Boy, lighter still this morning. Yep. Yeah, that's nice.
Sunrise officially, Steve, at 7:18, so we're not quite there yet. But these cameras are designed to let in as much light as it possibly can. So that's not quite as light as it is, but it's still light.
Look at the snowpack. Or lack of.
Yeah, rapidly receding, kind of like my hairline. Look at that. Beautiful view from what we call the cross camera, because this camera is located about 50 feet to the east of the cross at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley proper. And now you and I play the guessing game because we don't know. Kat chooses the rest of the cameras.
Billy Goat.
Billy Goat.
And that's kind of a closer look there at the Methow River joining the Columbia.
It's been zoomed out a little bit. And it's funny how much more snow they have up there than we have down here. You can see Pateras, you can see where the Methow empties into the Columbia, you can see Brewster for that matter. They have considerably more snow up there. And of course the only it's a gorgeous shot, but there's one thing that kind of depresses me a little bit. The Alta Lake Golf Course is at the bottom of your screen. It's covered in snow.
Can't see it.
Yeah. Camera number 3. What are we looking at?
I think this is looking down from Omi Garden.
That is Omi Garden. That's almost the same height and directly across from the cross camera. You can see where Wenatchee Heights is, and you can see Jump Off Ridge. Beautiful view today. Steve, you want to give us a quick traffic report while we have that camera up?
At this point in time, it looks pretty good.
Thank you very much.
Very light volume heading over the old Bastion Bridge.
Boy, there was a mess on the Senator George Seller Bridge, though, yesterday
Yeah, we had a
afternoon.
little non-injury collision there that blocked traffic for a period of time in the 3 o'clock hour. No injuries again, so yeah.
It's amazing, you know, you and I work kind of odd hours, so usually by the middle of the afternoon, my day is all but done. I'm going out and I'm running errands at 2:30 in the afternoon, and there's traffic everywhere.
Yeah.
And all I can think of is, doesn't these people have jobs? Why is there traffic everywhere at 2:30 in the afternoon?
It's kind of interesting because they, you know, they reconfigured the bridge, adding the lane there and everything else, but still we're getting the traffic mishaps out there, so who knows?
Driving a car is a human
Slow
endeavor.
down out there, folks.
Yes, ergo it is impossible to be perfect. And that is, I want to say, Union Valley. That is Union Valley. Good morning, Chelan. Can't quite make out the city of Chelan proper, Steve. It'd be in the far left of your screen.
left-hand side, yeah.
But if you look directly at the top of it, that is the Upper Butte cameras, and we have cameras up there too. That's where people, you know, go hang gliding. People who are absolutely nuts.
It's a real beaut.
Yeah, it's a real beat. Oh, thank you very much. It is a pun-filled Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. If you have a chance to get out at all today, if you're stuck in an office or you don't have windows, do yourself a favor during your lunch hour or noon hour or whatever it is. Get outside and enjoy this. 'Cause
Oh,
this is
really?
Just
I mean,
gorgeous.
I would imagine that the Apple Capital Loop Trail is getting a lot of use this week.
That might be worth another phone call, Steve. We're going to make you busy today.
That's right.
Call a fruit grower, call an apple grower. Let's take a look at your forecast from the National Weather Service. And again, as we mentioned at the top of the show, 58 our forecast high, the record high for today, February 6th, 56 degrees, set back in 1967. Now, we got some work to do, Steve, because it's still kind of chilly out right now. Let me check. It is 36 degrees with clear skies outside of our studios. So we're going to be working our way up that ladder, maybe to 58, and if we get there, that would be the 4th day in a row of record high temperatures. That's pretty remarkable stuff. So,
Boy.
unseasonably mild. 58 today, 55 Wednesday under partly sunny skies.
The real concern, I guess, with the growers out there is if we should transition into another freezing spell. That would spell trouble then for those trees out there. They don't have any snow on the ground to insulate the roots.
Exactly. And it should be, oh, look at that. Look at the sunrise on Billy Goat.
Isn't that
Wow-wee. Anyway, to
Are you
Steve's
talking
point.
about me or the picture?
Oh, you look fantastic on television, Steve, in standard definition anyway. No, to your point, we haven't had what we usually have almost every winter, which is a significant cold snap. We'll go through a 10-day period, but we'll see temperatures in the single digits. We had it was fairly cold over the Christmas holiday. We had that little period there of only 3 or 4 days when it was cold, and then that's been it, really, as far as temperatures are concerned.
That's a strange winter.
It's been a very, very strange winter. 58, 55, 54. I mean, incredibly warm temperatures for this, still the first week in February. Remarkably warm.
Yeah, we're supposed to be in a La Nina this year, too.
It's not happening.
It's just not
But
materializing.
again, everything is relative. We still have 6 weeks of winter, you know, as the calendar shows.
No, according to Wenatchee Will, anyway.
Yeah,
We
Wenatchee
know.
Will. He's I love him. He's my favorite giant rodent. Let's take a look at the mountain passes from the Washington State Department of Transportation. That is a live shot of I-90 Snoqualmie Pass. Roadway is bare and wet. It is raining. Your biggest problem, as you might imagine, Steve, visibility.
Foghorns
It's
advised.
it's a tad foggy there. The roadway is fine. You don't even have standing water to deal with. Just light rain coming down. No advisories, no restrictions on I-90. Please use an automobile. Stevens Pass is another story, though. They have a traction tire advisory there, Steve. It's a rain-snow mix coming down. The roadway is mostly bare and wet. You'll find some snow, slush, and ice. Snow, slush, and ice in places. Easy for me to say. Traction tires are advised on Stevens Pass. And the worst part of Stevens, like for the most part, is just that last 5 miles on either side of the summit. Once you get past that and you start descending either direction, then it gets just fine. Just at the summit is where things are a little dicey. And Blewett Pass is easy. No problems, no advisories, no restrictions. Frost and ice in places, clear skies up above. Forecast for the mountain passes today, not much of anything. No snow in the forecast today, high of about 36. No snow tonight. No snow Wednesday, maybe rain Wednesday night and Thursday. No significant weather system is going to affect the mountain passes at all right through the weekend. No real snowfall. Maybe an inch here, maybe an inch there. Nothing at all. Some rain in the forecast over the weekend. Once again, no advisories or restrictions on I-90 nor on Blewett. Stevens Pass does have a traction tire advisory with a little bit of rain-snow mix coming down on US 2. 10 minutes after the hour. On this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're broadcasting live this morning from Studio 3 here in downtown Wenatchee. 1 minute break. When we come back, news with Steve Harry. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, serving all of North Central Washington. We make it our priority to learn all about your financial needs. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or want a reverse mortgage, our mortgage professionals are ready to guide you through the loan process. We have a wide variety of loan products to fit your family's needs. Call Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee today for your pre-approval. 509-888-0466.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing honey blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Again, I'm Steve Hare. Here's what's happening around north central Washington on this 6th day of February. Moses Lake man is missing and believed injured after a Sunday afternoon shooting just north of Moses Lake. Investigators are asking the public for help finding him. Grant County deputies responded to a call around 3:15 Sunday afternoon, reporting multiple gunshots exchanged between the occupants of two moving vehicles. Driver of one of the cars and suspected shooter, 29-year-old Matthew Lowe, who was unaccounted for at this time, and police say likely injured in that shootout. The other alleged shooter is 45-year-old Patrick Pearson, who was shot in the arm and then taken to Samaritan Hospital in Moses Lake. Now, he was initially released from the hospital, but then disappeared. He has since been arrested as of late yesterday afternoon, according to the Grant County Sheriff's Department. Detectives say the shooting was prompted by an ongoing dispute between Pearson and Lowe. Anyone with information regarding the incident or the whereabouts of Lowe at this time are urged to call the Grant County Sheriff's Department at 762-1160. Also this morning, we may have a break with freezing temperatures in the morning, but the Wenatchee Police Department has not seen a lull in early morning car thefts. There's a message here, folks, for those of you who like to warm your car up in the morning unattended. Not a good idea. Captain Edgar Reinfeld with the Wenatchee Police Department talked about the rise in vehicle thefts on Street Talk and other stuff with host Mike Magnotti.
Please stop turning on your cars to warm them up and leaving them sitting there with the keys in the ignition. We have a very small problem with vehicle theft here. In fact, we rarely have stolen vehicles. Right. But 8 in the last month, at least half of which were directly related to going out, starting the car, letting it warm up, and then going back inside. It's difficult to defrost the car. It can be difficult to scrape. It can be difficult to do a lot of things, but even more difficult is getting by through life with your car having gone bye-bye. We've recovered most of them, but there was another one yesterday morning at 4:30.
Well, I mean, who wants your
gone.
car stolen, you know?
Right.
So what if they recover it? I mean, good grief, some dirtbag out there driving your car?
Or putting it in a ditch or off the side of the, mountainside road or whatever else. It's not good for you.
And of course, you can watch Reinfeld's full interview on Street Talk and other stuff on our website at ncwlife.com. Just check out the on-demand section there. Also, a new judge was sworn in yesterday morning in Wenatchee. Robert McSeveny succeeds Chelan County Superior Court Judge Chip Small following his retirement. And Small, of course, retiring, and McSeveny appointed to the position by Governor Jay Inslee. Today's swearing-in ceremony was well attended with Judge Leslie Allen presiding. Judge McSeveny then donned his robe with his wife Lori's assistance, and afterwards shared comments with the packed gallery.
To the public, I would say this, that I'm very committed to the rule of law. I'll operate without fear or favor, and I'm sensitive, I believe, given my experience as a human being with the common sense and everything, I believe that I can step up and do justice the best I can. Keeping in mind that as a judge, you're only as good as your last decision. So I think these judges understand that. And I would say to the local bar, I know I don't know a lot of the local bar, but I believe that as they appear in front of me, I will listen to you, I will consider your cases, I will read briefing in advance, and I'll try to make the best decision that I can. After a brief reception, Judge McSeveny went right to work, presiding over the criminal court calendar.
McSeveny started his career as a police officer in Bellevue, served as a municipal court judge in King County, and most recently as a federal immigration judge in San Diego, California. He's also served in Chelan County as a visiting judge. Judge McSeveny joins Kristen Ferreira as the two new additions to the Chelan County Superior Court. Now, McSeveny will have to run for election in November in order to keep that bench seat. McSeveny, though, will face a challenge this fall if he plans to file as a candidate. Wenatchee attorney Travis Brandt announced last week that he will once again run for that position on the Chelan County bench. 46-year-old Wenatchee native, 89 Wenatchee High School graduate, narrowly lost the judicial seat back in 2012. He had been recommended by the local bar association to replace Judge Small prior to Judge McSeveny's appointment to the bench. Brandt earned his law degree from Gonzaga. He has been practicing law in Wenatchee since 1999. Judge Kristen Ferreira, appointed by Inslee to replace retired Judge Alicia Nakata, also filed last month to run for re-election in November. So far, no other candidates have filed to run against her in November. Also, an orchard burn in the Wenatchee Heights area was fanned out of control by blustery winds late Sunday. Crews from Chelan and Douglas County responded to the brush fire shortly before 6 p.m. Officials say an orchardist was burning a pile of debris near a ravine off Jagla Road when gusty winds caused that fire to spread upslope toward a pile of railroad ties. Meanwhile, the fire was reportedly put under control in about an hour, but leaving the scene of the fire was another story completely, according to Rick Isaacson with Chelan County Fire District 1.
Earth was very soft because of rains and so forth recently, and after putting out the fire, we were unable to extricate the vehicle from the muddy area. We had to go down and retrieve our 5-ton field tender and bring it up and hook a winch up to the fire truck to pull it back out of the mud that it sank into.
Isaacson said there were no injuries and luckily no structures were threatened in that late afternoon fire. Also, hey, the Wenatchee Jazz Workshop has been bringing great jazz music to our schools in our valley since 2001 actually. It pairs professional jazz musicians and instructors with jazz band students from 6 middle and high schools from Wenatchee and Eastmont for an entire week. Now today through Thursday, each guest musician will work with the students in his or her respective section, sitting among the students, teaching the language and techniques of jazz. Area schools participating include Wenatchee and Eastmont High Schools, as well as Orchard, Foothills, and Pioneer Middle Schools, and Eastmont Junior High. Workshop culminates in Jazz Nights, which are 2 public concerts at the New America Performing Arts Center. They're occurring Thursday with the pros and Friday with the students. Wenatchee Jazz Workshop, a nonprofit organization now in its 18th year, is thought to be the only one of its kind in the U.S. We'll have more on that coming up a little bit later on our 5 o'clock evening news with Grant Olson. Well, definitely there was a festive mood in the state capitol in Olympia yesterday. Definitely, it was Latino Legislative Day, and what better way to celebrate the occasion than a performance by the Wenatchee High School Mariachi Wenatchee. The group, under the direction of Ramon Flores, performed for Lieutenant Governor Cyrus Habib before they put on a show in the Capitol Rotunda. Always great to see the kids with Wenatchee, great mariachi band performing. They've been all over the country, it seems like, recently. Also, a local company giving people of Wenatchee reason to get excited about the Red Bull Crushed Ice Downhill Racing Championships coming up in March. CMI Orchards sponsoring racer Matt Johnson as he participates and wears the logo of one of our locally grown apples. Jay Seebeck has more on that story.
So what does Wenatchee, Red Bull, ice racing, and an apple all have in common? I'm here at CMI Orchards to find out more. I'm going to be talking with marketing specialist Danielle Huber, who's going to tell me a little bit more about the Kanzi apple and its sponsorship of downhill ice racer Matt Johnson.
The Red Bull Crushed Ice event in Minnesota. Our goal was to obviously get the Kanzi apple into consumers' hands, and then also partner with our retailers to make sure that they're coming up with, successful apple sales. We sent the assets of the logo, and they came up with the design. The back is really cool. It's got kind of a skull and crossbones look, so it's not. It's a good mix of fun with a little bit of edge.
Well, now that we've spent so much time talking about the downhill racing and the sponsorship of the apple, I'm sure some of you are wondering a little bit more about the Kanzi apple itself. Some of us may not have tried it, but other of us might be pretty curious. So let's go over to the packing facility and find out more.
The Kanzi itself is a cross between Gala and Braeburn. In order for it to be called a Kanzi, it has to meet certain grade standards. The European taste profile, they kind of like that tart, a little bit of sweet, mostly tart, Granny Smith kind of flavor profile.
So in March, you can tune into the Crashed Ice Championships. Here from the north end of Wenatchee, I'm Jay Seebeck for NCW Life News.
Thanks a lot, Jay, for that. And Jay even brought back with him from CMI a sample
got one right
for
here.
you.
Looks a lot like a banana.
It does, yeah, right. So anyway, he's asked Dan if you'd like to sample the Kanzi
Absolutely.
apple, and I'll let you do the honors.
Now, normally eating on live TV is a faux pas. You're not supposed to do that.
Well,
this isn't the chew,
except
after
with
all.
our signature fruit.
So I'm going to take a bite, and obviously it's an apple, so I have to work a little bit with the molars on this one. So you're going to have to tell people
All right,
about
here we go.
how to get a hold of us and all that other good stuff, Steve.
Here goes Dan. And by the way, don't forget we have our evening news tonight, 5 o'clock, with Grant Olson, serving as a host on NCW Life. Also, if you'd like to get in touch with us, if you'd like to share with us any breaking news, we have a hotline at 888-NCWL. You can contact us by email at our address news@ncwlife.com. Also, check out our Facebook page, our Twitter page as well. And of course, always, for all of the news stories that you hear and see here on NCW Life News, go to our website at ncwlife.com, where you can also contact us as well.
It's a good apple, flavorful.
You like it?
Yeah, very much so.
Juicy?
Not too juicy, because I didn't want to get apple juice all over my shirt.
It has a great crunch, though. It sounds like
it has a great crunch, and it is tarty. It is. It's
that'd be good for apple pie.
I bet you're right.
If it's a Gala and well, it has some granny flavors.
It's a good apple.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Great.
Of course, when you grow up here in North Central Washington, you eat a lot of apples.
And we have another new variety that's coming online this year too. I think the Cosmic Crisp.
Oh yes.
Which is another very popular variety too that I'm looking forward to.
23 minutes after the hour. Still lots to get to on this Tuesday morning edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, including our continuing profile of the Apple Blossom Top 10 Royal Court candidates. And we're going to hear from Estella Navarra and Shane Stanaway in the second half of the show. Steve, I know you're busy. I'll let you head off and do whatever it is that you do so well.
Can't wait to hear Mike's opinion for today. That's coming up next.
We're going to Israel today with Mr. McNaughty.
Oh, interesting.
Yes,
Okay.
we're going to the Holy Land with Michael. That's coming up with Everyone is Entitled to Mike McNaughty's Opinion. We're going to take a 1-minute break and return with sports. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live from Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
My name's Robert Duff. Current and previous occupation is architect, engineer, and lawyer. Grew up here in Washington, born in Moses Lake. When I first came to CVCH, was looking for a place to get some dental work done. And I was really impressed with the people at the counter. I mean, they were just on top of it. It only took her like 15 minutes to do the job. I didn't feel anything. The technology is so great, you don't even realize you're at the dentist. These people are so professional. I would have any one of these people in my home for dinner. These people are family.
25 minutes after the hour, clear skies, 31 degrees outside of our studios, 58 and sunshine. The forecast for today, and if we get to that 58-degree mark, that would be the 4th day in a row of record high temperatures. It's remarkably mild. Let's do sports. Wenatchee High School Athletic Director Jim Beeson has been recognized for his work. There's the good guy himself. Jim has been named District 6 Athletic Director of the Year for 4A schools. This follows his selection in December as the Big 9 AD of the year. He's going to be recognized at the Washington State Athletic Administrators Conference that's in Spokane coming up in April. The recognition by District 6 also puts Beeson in as a finalist for the State Athletic Director of the Year. Beeson attributes his work ethic to advice from his father, and I'm quoting now, "My dad always told me just do your job and a little bit more than what's expected of you. And that's what I always tell my kids. Do as much as you think your dad would want you to do, and then just a little bit more." Congratulations to Jim. He's been the athletic director for the Wenatchee School District since 2014. More good news for the Wenatchee School District. Our friend and yours, Dale Blair, Wenatchee High School sports medicine instructor and athletic trainer. He's been selected to receive the Secondary School Athletic Trainers Committee 2018 Servant's Heart Award. According to the SSATC's Bart Peterson, and I'm quoting again, this prestigious award recognizes secondary school athletic trainers for their service to the athletic training profession, their schools, and their communities. It reflects a lifetime of dedication to the secondary school setting. End quote. Dale Blair is going to be recognized at the National Athletic Trainers Association 2018 Conference in New Orleans. That's coming up in June. Blair has been serving his role at Wenatchee High School for 26 years, and he said, and I'm quoting again, "It's been an honor to serve the athletes and teach my sports medicine students at Wenatchee High School," end quote. Nicely done, Dale. Nicely done, Jim. All right, to the Les Schwab Prep Scoreboard we go. High school wrestling from over the weekend. Wenatchee and Eastmont wrestlers were at the District 6A 4A meet in West Valley. No surprise, Moses Lake won the team championship, but the Panthers and the Wildcats had 9 wrestlers place in the top 4, and if you place in the top 4, you get to go to regionals. You can see all the folks from Wenatchee and Eastmont who will be moving on in an individual competition. Meanwhile, Chelan placed several wrestlers atop the podium at the District 6 1A wrestling tournament. That was in Omak over the weekend. Chelan won the team title. In fact, they ran away with it, 285 points. Cascade scored 216. Kashmir 130 points. So the Chelan Goats are going to be sending a bunch of stuff to the next round of the wrestling tournament. It's hard to believe that the winter sports schedule is beginning to wrap up. Playoffs and basketball and everything else going on. Speaking of basketball, there's your prep schedule for today. Eastmont will host Davis in a girls-boys basketball doubleheader tonight. We will have it right here live on the NCW Live channel. Eric Granstrom and Grant Olson with the call. You can watch it tonight. The pregame around 5:40. Also tonight, Wenatchee is on the road at Moses Lake. The girls start at 5:45. The boys to follow at 7:30. It's always fun to go to a high school basketball game at a local gymnasium. It's an atmosphere that you really can't replicate anyplace else. But if you can't make it for whatever reason, you can watch Davis and Eastmont do battle tonight live, both games on the NCW Live channel. 28 minutes after the hour, it is the 6th day of February, 2018. The obscure holiday of the day today is the day to put away your forks and your spoons and you pick up your chopsticks. It's National Chopsticks Day. A quarter of the world's population, they don't use forks and they don't use spoons. They use chopsticks for everything. For everything. So to participate in National Chopsticks Day, put away the fork and the spoon and use your chopsticks. And of course, the odds are pretty good. You're going to be probably eating Chinese food or certainly Asian food with your chopsticks. Some chopsticks do's and don'ts there. There is some etiquette in using the chopsticks. This is the most important thing of them all. Do not insert the chopstick upright in your food. That is considered a faux pas. It's an insult to the chef. But it is okay to stab a piece of meat of food with your chopstick. Just don't do it that way. Do it that way, if that makes sense. Never, ever point at people with a chopstick. Don't suck or chew on the end of the chopstick. And finally, most importantly, chopsticks are not drums, so don't drum with them. So chopsticks, it takes some practice to get used to. I just can't figure them out. But I'll take a crack at it today. I'll take a run at it for National Chopsticks Day. Kind of broaden my horizon. It's the least I could do. It's exactly 30 minutes after the hour. Let's do Today in History. It is February 6th, and we welcome another state to the Union, something we always do on Today in History, and this time it's Massachusetts' turn. That's the state flag of Massachusetts. 230 years old today, Massachusetts is. They became the 6th state to ratify the Constitution, joined the Union on this date in 1788. Fun facts about Massachusetts, of course, Massachusetts officially refers to itself as a commonwealth, not a state, and yet their nickname is the Bay State. Okay. Massachusetts has 57 state symbols, 57 state symbols, including 6 state songs, which is about 5 too many for most people. And my favorite fun fact about Massachusetts, the official state hot sauce of Massachusetts is mayonnaise. I'm not making that up. Happy birthday, Massachusetts, 230 years old today. Next up on our list, this gal has had her gig now for 66 years, Elizabeth II. It was 66 years ago today that her father, King George VI, passed away, and Elizabeth II became the Queen of England. She's been at it for 66 years, the longest reigning monarch in British history. Queen Elizabeth, 66 years on the throne. It began on this date in 1952. Pretty remarkable. 60 years ago today, a 14-year-old punk kid from Liverpool would always tag along with John and Paul, say, I want to join the Quarrymen, I want to join your band. John wouldn't have anything to do with it. As far as he was concerned, George Harrison was just a kid, but Paul said, he's a pretty good guitarist, John. At least let him take a crack at it anyway. And 60 years ago today, George Harrison sat down with his guitar with John and Paul and played him a couple of licks, and John said, you're in. 14-year-old George Harrison joined the Beatles, then known as the Quarrymen, on this date 60 years ago. And finally, we talked about what a mild winter it's been here in north central Washington. Well, it wasn't that way in Boston 40 years ago. The famous blizzard of 78, the blizzard of 1978, one of the worst nor'easters in New England history, if not the worst ever. Sustained winds of 65 miles an hour, and it snowed 4 inches an hour for 2.5 days. That's an interstate. That's an interstate in Boston. Look at that. That was remarkable. The great blizzard of 1978, which basically shut down Boston for about a week. About 100 people were killed, too. It happened on this date 40 years ago. 32 minutes after the hour, let's do some birthdays for you. Greatest baseball player of all time, Babe Ruth, George Herman Babe Ruth. Born in Baltimore, Maryland on this date in 1895. He only lived to be 53 years old, but boy, did he cram a lot of living in those 53 years. Babe Ruth last played Major League Baseball 83 years ago, and he still holds 7 Major League Baseball records. The greatest baseball player of all time, and one of those few sporting figures that crossed over to simply American cultural phenomenon. You could add Muhammad Ali, Jackie Robinson, Michael Jordan to that list, but Babe Ruth, the king of them all, the Sultan of Swat, born in the state in 1895. The 40th President of the United States was also born in the state. Ronald Wilson Reagan was born in the state in 1911, passed away at 2004 at the age of 93. When Ronald Reagan left office on January 20th, 1989, his approval rating was 68%, which tied the all-time record of Franklin D. Roosevelt and Bill Clinton, ironically enough, as the highest ratings for a departing president in the modern era. Ronald Reagan, born in the state in 1911, and Tom Brokaw is 78 years old today. Tom Brokaw is the only person to have hosted all 3 of NBC's news programs, The Today Show, the NBC Nightly News, and briefly he was the moderator of Meet the Press. Of course, we're probably best known for his 22 years as the anchor and managing editor of the NBC Nightly News. Tom Brokaw is 78 years old today. 34 minutes after the hour, everyone is entitled to Mike Mignotti's opinion, and then we'll get to know candidate Estella Navarro and candidate Shane Stanaway when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
We know crunch. This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Localtel. Head to Chelan for red wine and chocolate February 10 and 11. This weekend will be filled with romance, limousine rides, wine tasting, and chocolate. February 10 is Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra's Sweetheart Musical Soiree at the museum. This evening includes wine, appetizers, and desserts in a lovely decorated setting. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
RLS Productions is proud to bring to the NCW Life Channel the Concerts in the Gardens Summer Series held at Omi Gardens. The series features performances from Rare Earth's Peter Rivera, Heart by Heart, Too Slim and the Tail Draggers, The Infinity Project, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, and a whole host of other great acts. Tune in Wednesdays at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. RLS Productions Concerts in the Gardens Summer Series, only on the NCW Life Channel.
It's happening now at Wenatchee Valley Mall. PetSmart has come to town and they're throwing a great event. Two more great events to be exact. PetSmart offers grooming services Wednesday through Monday and dog training sessions 7 days a week. PetSmart has just what you need with hundreds of exclusive products for your specific pet needs. And leashed pets are always welcome at PetSmart, so stay tuned for all the PetSmart grand opening events. Check out Wenatchee Valley Mall online for all the details.
Why live your life in the dark? At Schmidt Electric, we're one of the oldest and most respected companies in the Pacific Northwest.
Founded by my father in 1960, we have grown from 2 employees to 130.
From small commercial businesses to heavy industrial companies, we employ some of the most respected contractors. We're also a proud member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers for over 50 years. Call us at Schmidt Electric today.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life Channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guests for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life Channel.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, a cool scene in the movie La La Land, you know, the flick that almost won Best Picture. The two main characters, Mia and Seb, were dancing and singing while commenting on what a waste of a nice evening it was, because at that point they weren't romantically involved. Now, when we saw that, Rosie and I both looked at each other and grinned, because many years ago we were on a church trip to Israel. I was going to go out for a walk, and I met Rosie in the lobby, and I asked her if she wanted to come. Well, we ended up sitting on a dock overlooking the Mediterranean Sea with a full moon, and we joked about how romantic it was and how bad we weren't two different people. Well, over 40 years later, I guess we were the right people after all. Now, I know this is schmaltzy, but I don't care. Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Localtel. Learn more about summer camp programs available in North Central Washington from over 20 organizations at the Summer Camp Fair February 10 at Pybus Market from 10 to 2. Also February 10 is Wenatchee Apollo Club's This Is My Country, a choral tapestry at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. The concert starts at 6:30 p.m. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Hi, I'm Eric Grandstrom, inviting you to join us for the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life Channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Also on our website at ncwlife.com and on our Facebook page. Coverage brought to you by Merry Maids, Relax, It's Done, and Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960. It's the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life Channel Saturday, February 10th at 6:30.
ReadyMedi is healthcare made simple and affordable. We are the only direct primary care practice that provides personalized and holistic healthcare in North Central Washington. Our wellness model not only helps prevent heart attacks and strokes, but we also optimize hormones. Affordability is our goal. For example, hip surgery locally is $45,000, whereas our members have the same access for $15,000. ReadyMedi, healthcare made simple and affordable.
Hi, this is Carl.
And Kathy from East Wenatchee Grocery Outlet. We are excited to be a part of this wonderful community and look forward to meeting you at East Wenatchee Grocery Outlet.
Our store is filled with name brand products at bargain prices at 40 to 60% savings. We have a large selection of natural, organic, and specialty foods.
Stop by and meet Carl, the wine guy, on Wednesday.
East Wenatchee Grocery Outlet, where you can win what you saved. Stop by soon.
I'm Eric Grandstrom. Thanks for watching the NCW Life channel. It's time for the continuation of our Get to Know the Candidates here for the Top 10 Washington State's Royalty Apple Blossom Pageant. And now we have Estella Navarro joining us here. Hi, Estella.
Hi.
You are the daughter of Ed and Deborah Navarro.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about yourself before we get into these questions here.
Well, I am the senior drum major for the Golden Apple Marching Band. I also participate in mock trial, which is really great because I would like to pursue a future career as an attorney. And I also play the clarinet, so don't let the title drum major fool you. Don't play the drums, I play the clarinet.
We'll talk more about that coming up in a moment. First of all, when you decided that you wanted to run for the pageant and you wanted to be part of the Apple Blossom Royal Court, and you told your mom and dad, what did they say?
Well, my mom was they were both very supportive. I can remember my mom telling me, wow, you know, if they had that when I was your age in my town, I would not be doing this. So kudos to you. So it was really nice to have really supportive parents, definitely.
How long ago did you decide? Was this something that you've thought about for a long time, or?
When royalty came to the elementary schools when I was younger, I would always look at them, and obviously as a young girl, I thought they were real princesses and queens, and I thought that would be such a cool opportunity to connect with the other, younger generation. And so for the longest time, I've always wanted to be doing this.
Okay. You mentioned that you're the drum major for your school. How does one become a drum major? You said you play the clarinet, so how does that go from clarinet to you're the drum major?
So sophomore year, they run tryouts for any of the drum major, what am I trying to say?
Candidates or
yes,
positions?
Thank you.
Okay.
For the candidates that want to try out for drum major. And so we learn how to spin and use the military, and that's the big stick or baton that we have.
Okay.
And how to do voice commands, how to conduct music. So it's a pretty lengthy process and took a lot of time, and it was definitely a great honor to be selected as that, because I know the Golden Apple Band has a very great reputation, not only in this valley but all across Washington State. So to be chosen as a drum major was a great honor.
So you start that as a sophomore, and then it's only seniors that are selected as drum majors, or how does that work?
So they announce the drum major at our band banquet, usually at the end of May, right before graduation. And so you start out as the junior drum major. So I was a junior drum major my junior year. And so there was another senior drum major, and she kind of mentored me and helped teach me the ropes a little bit. So now as a senior, I have a junior drum major, and so I get to teach her the ropes and teach her how to lead so she can do just as great next year.
Does that mean you don't play the clarinet so much, or?
Not when we're marching in the parades or the field shows, but I do participate in the wind ensemble as well. So I do thankfully get to play the clarinet year-round.
Okay. Says you like to bake in your bio.
Yes.
So what's your favorite thing to bake?
It's very simple, but I love to bake chocolate chip cookies, especially with my grandma's famous recipe. Cooking, or baking, excuse me, has been something that my grandma and I have shared since I was a little kid, and so it's just great to get to share that with her and bake more.
Has she told you don't share this recipe with anybody?
Maybe, I don't know.
Her lips are sealed. So you said you'd like to go into law.
Yes.
And it says if you change places with anybody, that would be Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor. Why?
I just think it's very inspiring that she was the first female of Latino ethnicity, or I think that's the right word. And I think being a young woman of Latino ethnicity is very inspiring to see someone like that, and to experience that, if I could switch places with her, would be a great experience.
What do you want to do with a law background? What do you hope to achieve with that?
I would like to go into public service and kind of into the government. Where I want to go in the government, I am not sure yet. I would like to probably just start off as an attorney and kind of just see where that guides me and where I find my little niche.
Okay. What would it mean for you to be a part of the Apple Blossom Royal Court?
It would mean everything. My dad has worked in the Apple industry for a long time now, and just seeing how much that this industry has given to our family is a great blessing, definitely. And I just being in the top 10, it's just such a humbling experience, because I thought I knew how much the community supported this group, but I really didn't, because just so much support that we get from the community and everything that they give us is just a huge humbling experience to be part of, and I love it.
So you win. You're the Apple Blossom Queen. Who do you thank?
My parents and the community, most likely, because I think just being able to have this experience be offered to young girls like us as we enter in the world is definitely not something that is nationwide. So having something unique like this is definitely a great experience to go into the world, which is super cool.
Okay. With your busy schedule, all the rest of the top 10 have crazy busy schedules. I'm sure you've had to sacrifice a little bit just to beat it in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're selected to the Royal Court. What do you choose to give up in order to do that?
Well, this was definitely a hard decision to make, because I had to talk to my band director, Mr. Kovac, and I told him, if I get selected for royalty, I won't be marching in the parade with you guys. And he had a really hard time with that. And it was not an easy decision to make if I do get into the Royal Court, but I have loved every second of being in band, and I would love every second of being in Apple Blossom.
It's kind of hard to play in the parade and then go run back and be on a float. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was always joking with him. I was like, I'll just take my military up on the float with me.
Just have the band position right next to the float and you can do both.
Exactly.
Well, we can work on that for you.
Be sure to watch the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Brought to you by the Antique Mall of Cashmere. Come find your treasure. Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. WUWV Fruits, home of the G-Whiz brand, where passion meets flavor. Bay Equity Home Loans, your home for loans. Boswell's Home Furnishings, inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Collins Fashions, real clothes for real women in downtown Wenatchee. Mary Maids, relax, it's done. And Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960.
I'll be with you in Apple Blossom time.
We know crunch.
Alone, it can be hard to reach our dreams. It can feel like you aren't welcome anywhere. When no one's there to clap. Taking on the world by yourself. But when we come together, when we lend a helping hand, when we set the stage. When you support causes you care about in your community, lives are changed. You make a difference in someone's life when you give. Imagine the impact if everyone in our community gave 10%. 10% makes a difference.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more. And that's our new member success system. It's $99. It's exclusively at Works. It includes your MyZone belt. Works. YourWorkoutRx.com.
Welcome back to another edition of our sit-down interviews with our top 10 candidates. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Life Channel. Joining us now, we have top 10 Apple Blossom candidate Shane Stanaway, who's the daughter of Eric and Sandy. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tell me about you before we get into all these questions here. Just
Okay.
tell me a little bit about who you are.
I am a senior at Eastmont High School, and I do Running Start. So I'll have my AA by the time I graduate in a couple months. I have an older brother, an older sister, and a younger sister whose birthday is today. Yeah, that's pretty much
That's a good start. So when you talk to mom and dad about doing this, I don't know, how long ago was that, and what did they say?
I think I wanted to do it like 10 years ago because my sister was in it, so I knew I wanted to do it too. So they were both pretty for it. They had a good time when she did it, so another round with me.
Obviously, looking through your bio, people can read that online at our website, Apple Blossom website, in the newspaper, everything else. God, you're famous. I'm just pulling a few things out of your bio, specifically in regards to volleyball. Been playing volleyball quite a while.
Yeah.
What do you think that volleyball will give you later in life?
I think it's going to give me the ability to work with others, like even if you don't want to, or maybe in stressful situations, you definitely learn to cooperate and get through it, and even if you have to yell at each other a little bit, it all works out.
Still all part of the same team.
Yeah.
We're all in the same direction.
Yeah.
Volleyball especially, you really need to depend on the people around you.
Yeah.
Nursing and journalism. Now that's an interesting mix. What do you hope to get out of that, and where do you hope to go with that?
Well, I really want to do nursing, but I want to go to UW for that. So if I don't get into that, I'll probably switch to just journalism because I really love reading. I love reading too, and writing. And then, I don't know, I want to help people, and I don't like going to the doctors, but it's cool to see their job and what they do and how they help people, and I think that'd be really cool.
Okay, it says you like to journal, write in your journal. So what would you write about this experience today?
Just today?
So far?
Well, you wake up nervous, and you're still nervous in the interview, but once you get through, it's going to be good. So it's kind of exciting at the same time. Try not to make a fool out of yourself or say something dumb.
That's the beauty of this. We can edit this out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Says if you could trade places with anybody, that you would choose Jennifer Lawrence. Why?
She was one of the youngest actresses to win a Golden Globe, and she's really honest in her interviews, and not in a mean way, but she just says whatever comes out, and I think that's, I don't know, confidence maybe, or yeah. And she donates to a lot of charities, which I think is super cool, like bullying and stuff like that. So I think she's just a good role model for me or anybody.
And refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah, to have somebody actually say what they mean.
Yeah.
What would it mean for you to be on the Apple Blossom Royal Court?
It would mean that I got to represent my community that I've been a part of my whole life, and I enjoy the Apple Blossom festivities and all the, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, activities that go along with it. So to be able to spread that to people around Washington State would be really cool, and to be the face of Wenatchee, Washington. Yeah.
So you win. So you're the queen. Who do you thank?
My parents, Darcy. She's been a big help. And my chaperones, because I like them too.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have any idea this would be this kind of crazy? I mean, it's one thing your sister did it, to read it on paper. It's another thing to be part of the top 10.
Yeah, I didn't expect this much. Like, I knew it was going to be time consuming and have to put effort into it, but nothing like interviews and stuff like that. I didn't think about it. I was like, yeah, I'll be on a float, but I didn't think about the process to get to that point.
Yeah, well, there's a lot.
Yeah.
So you're busy, everybody's busy. The top 10 candidates, your schedules are nuts. I don't know how you even have time to do this. But, okay, so now you're in the top 3. What do you give up, and how do you choose that?
What do I give up?
If there's something on, that's time consuming that you're doing otherwise, now you're part of this whole thing. So what do you give up?
I don't want to say give up my friends, because like I like them, but I don't know. Any extra time spent with them, it kind of, I don't know, you made up for 10 minutes and it turns into like 2.5 hours. So I'd probably have to give up going to like coffee or just like catching up between like classes, because like the high school and college, not like passing periods, but I'd probably have to give up that.
Okay. Sad but happy, but I guess a good problem to have.
Yeah, I think they'd be happy for me and they'd understand.
Sure.
Be sure to watch the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life Channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Brought to you by the Antique Mall of Cashmere. Come find your treasure. Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. Autville Fruits, home of the WUWV brand, where passion meets flavor. Bay Equity Home Loans, your home for loans. Boswell's Home Furnishings, inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Collins Fashions, real clothes for real women in downtown Wenatchee. Merry Maids, relax, it's done. And Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960.
I'll be with you in apple blossom time.
So, how you guys doing?
My job starts in Portland in a month.
Can we find a buyer that fast? I think we're good. Our CBX app tells us who the best potential buyers are. We can pinpoint where the hottest prospects are located, right on this map.
2 cities over.
It even lets us set the most accurate price.
Wow, it really does all that.
It really does all that.
Well, help us pack?
We're working on that.
Hi, Brent Crowder here at Town Nissan. We've got exciting news for you. The all-new 2018 all-electric Leaf. With 50% more range, lower price, and a car you don't have to wait for 3 years to get. This is the electric car you've all been waiting for. Come down and check one out at Town Nissan behind Costco.
And welcome back. Just about a minute to go on this program, this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz and Steve Herron back live here from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee. So Estella Navarra and Shane Stanaway, you just got to know them tomorrow. Our interviews will be with Jessica Murray and Ariana Villaforte. Eric Grandstrom's interviews with the top 10 Royal Court candidates and the big pageant, of course, on Saturday night. Steve is back. What are you working on?
Well, I'll tell you what, I know Grant Olson's going to be doing a Part 2 report on the jazz workshop right now in the Wenatchee and Eastmont school districts. And I'm heading up to the Chelan County Commissioners meeting here momentarily to do our bi-weekly interview with the commissioners and some issues such as vacation rentals, marijuana. 2 of the topics we'll be covering there with them today, and we'll have stories on those coming up later at 5 o'clock.
And of course on tomorrow's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Beautiful day today, sunshine, 30 degrees right now outside of our studios. It's got a little chilly, but look at the high today, Steve. 58 degrees. Wow. If in fact we hit that 58 degree mark, that would be a new record. In fact, if we hit 57, that would be a new record, and that would make it 4 days in a row record high temperatures.
I'll go out on a limb. I'll say we'll make 60 today.
Wow. Will Steve be right? We'll find out tomorrow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Everybody have a great Tuesday. Until Wednesday. Bye-bye.